Hi Pisces, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we're asking what's the Goss, life and love for you Pisces. Okay, so I do have 4 decks with me today, starting off with the Slavic lenormand. The Slavic folklore lenormand, I should say. I do have the Oracle of the Shapeshifters, as well as 2 of the Love Oracle decks. So we've got the Hidden Truth Love Oracle, as well as those beautiful heart-shaped Love Oracle cards there as well. Okay, so getting into it for you this week, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, what's the goss on Pisces? What's going on around you, for you? What's the goss? Give us the goss. Okay, so we do have the Phoenix of the waning moon. Okay, so the Phoenix imagery always does talk about, rising from the ashes of something. So it does say here something is about to end for now. So we are seeing that time period of the ending of that Phoenix sort of burning down into the ashes. Hopefully in the near future we'll be seeing the rising from the ashes energy coming through for you here, Pisces. But at the moment we are looking more so at the ending of something within your life. Okay, so for some of you this may be a connection, whether it be romantic, platonic, or otherwise. We may be seeing that with a person, the ending of some sort of relationship there, but it could also be quite a lot of other things. I do feel for you Pisces that for a lot of you I do feel as though we're sort of looking at the ending of a particular behavior that you have been doing to, I'm kind of getting this vibe of something that you've been doing to yourself, some sort of entrapment that you've put yourself in, and that's what's coming to an end. You're kind of, you're saying to yourself, I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. I'm going to now, I'm going to end that bad behavior or whatever that is. So for some of you, it could be things like, something you're doing diet related. I'm just getting there, I'm getting for a lot of you, it's something like a physical bad behavior, like you've been eating junk food or indulging too much in alcohol or something along those lines. I'm kind of getting there for a lot of you, but that's coming to an end, and you are sort of choosing, do you know what, I'm going to stop that I know something's not for my highest good. Whatever that thing is or person is for you, you kind of do know that that's not what I want for my life. That's not, I know it's not good for me. So I'm going to, close that out. I'm going to stop doing that thing or seeing that person, investing time into that thing or person. For some of you, that definitely is more along the lines of a relationship, because we do also have Beauty and the Beast here. All right. And that one does say you need some space in a relationship. So, for a lot of you, this is going to be in relation to a specific person that you're just needing to take a little bit of space from that person. Once again, something you're just intuitively feeling it's not in your highest good to spend too much time around that person. They may be a bit of a bad influence on you. They may just be a little bit confronting to you, triggering to you at the moment. But I do feel for a lot of you, this is you just sort of taking a bit of a break from every relationship, or majority of the relationships around you, those more casual relationships. I do feel it's kind of you going in a hermit mode here, I feel, Pisces, where you're kind of just going, do you know what, no, I just want to be by myself for a little while and focus on myself. But we'll have a look at the Lenormand and see what's going on here. Okay, what's the goss on Pisces? What's the goss on our Pisces? Okay, what's the goss on Pisces, please? Okay, and can I just get clarity for that first card? Because we're seeing that same energy from this Phoenix energy coming out, that ending coming through here once again. What exactly is Pisces needing to end? Give us the Goss. Come on. Just one more. What is that specifically? Okay, so I do have that energy coming through in the grave card, which is the coffin card in the traditional decks there. So it really does talk about those endings, needing to close the door on something. With the coffin, we do see that death and rebirth. So it is very muchly that Phoenix energy all over again. But I do feel this particular one, you can see here, it's the dragon with the butterfly wings. So this one does sort of focus a little bit more on, transforming that energy. All right, so the transformation. So as we see with that Phoenix energy, it's the transformation of ash into this brand new bird of fire, coming through. But with this particular card, we do see issues of sadness coming through, that needing to end certain sadness within, and things that you maybe have been mourning in the past there, because it does talk a lot more about the grave, putting flowers on the grave, and going back and continually going back to the grave, and to the ending, continually going back and back, to that ending, and still paying it homage, by, putting flowers on the grave or whatever, which obviously, if it's an actual grave, we all go back and put flowers on the grave or whatnot. But this is kind of metaphorically speaking, you're still paying homage to that ending by, going back to it, and putting those flowers there. So it's kind of, you metaphorically, you still have been sort of going back to this sadness about something that has ended for you, Pisces, and needing to end, I feel, for a lot of you, needing to do like a more final ending here. So rather than allowing that ending to sort of creep back around, and keep, giving it energy by, thinking about it, it's kind of needing to close off that sadness completely, and really work through those feelings that you've sort of had with that. So for a lot of you, it is definitely going to be related to an actual person here. When I've asked for clarity, I have gotten the man and the woman. All right, the masculine and the feminine on either side of the Reaper card, which is the scythe in the traditional deck. Okay, so it's kind of it's giving us two storylines here. So for some of you, this is needing to make a sudden change to the feminine energy, right? And so the feminine energy is the emotions, the sadness that you've been dealing with, and then needing to make a sudden change from that sadness, from your more heart space area, into a more logical, reality-based side of things, and getting a little bit more, in your head rather than in your heart and emotions. So thinking things through more so from your head space rather than an emotional space. Okay, so because the emotional space is what's taking us back to that ending energy and that sadness, feelings like sadness, obviously, emotion based there. So it's kind of needing to, suddenly change the way that we're controlling our emotions, and even accepting our emotions and moving on from those. But for others of you, we are sort of just looking at, needing to make a sudden sort of break from a person, a sudden change to that relationship, so that, once again, for those of you where, you're not just having that solitude just from everyone, where this is needed from a specific person, I do feel that that's kind of linking for some of you there, that there is one, like a group of you, Pisces, where this is related to a specific person, and you are needing to make a bit of a sudden breakaway from that person, sudden change in your life to, have some space from that specific person who does just seem to be causing you a little bit of sadness, and you are just sort of needing to, put a pause, put a temporary ending on that connection between you and this person. All right, so that's what we're seeing with that. Just had a bit of a shock. The lizards just ran on into the room I'm sitting in. I thought he was busy looking out the back door, but no, here he comes. He wants to. He can hear me talking. He wants to know what I'm up to, I'm sure. But then we do actually have the book energy, okay? So that's where we do see that coffin, transforming into brand new energy, that there is going to be, brand new chapters coming in for you in the near future. For some of you, this is actually related to, you taking some time to yourself, ending out these relationships, these things that are not serving your highest good, so that you can focus on learning more about how you are, how you want to be, that kind of stuff. There is an educational component coming through with the book for you today, doing a bit of research on how can I deal with that sadness, how can I, break away from this person, how can I take some space, needing to do a bit of extra research about that sort of stuff, educate yourself a little bit more on some skills that may actually help you, move forward from those sorts of emotional things, especially things like sadness. I do feel for a lot of you, this is, doing a bit of research or just getting some self-education. I'm kind of getting, that idea of like a self-help book type thing to teach you, how to deal with the sadness, how to deal with, mourning that the loss of that person. And I feel like for some of you, it's a bit more, coming through a bit more metaphorically today. So some of you may not even be currently in contact with this person, but we're talking about, needing that energy space, that space from this person, and finally, making that sudden break or change from this person's energy, on an energy level. So it may be someone that you have already ended things with, and you're not actually currently in contact with them, but there's still just some residual energy, which is connected to your emotional component there. So we're seeing that for some of you, it's all about, educating yourself on how do I deal with this, emotionally, because I do feel that for a lot of you, even though I'm strongly feeling that this is like a metaphorical thing, it's not a physical death. I do feel as though it's kind of the way that you're needing to deal with this, Pisces, is as though, there has been an actual death of this person, is kind of what's coming through there with those cards we're seeing. So it's very interesting, especially with the book too. It's kind of, it's letting me know that you maybe need to get a book on how to deal with grief and sorrow and mourning somebody, the loss of somebody. But it's kind of like, I don't think they've actually passed. I think they're, still kicking. But, it's just coming through that actually may be a perspective in order to deal with the emotional side of the grief. Okay, so just educating yourself a little bit further about, it's okay to have these emotions, and it's just how do we actually want to proceed with dealing with them and getting through those emotions, in order to get to those next chapters in our lives and move forward and away from this sorrow that you're sort of feeling a bit, it's not that it's not feeling like a constant thing. It's feeling like I was saying with the, it's you're going back to it every now and then. Go back to it and give it flowers. Go back to it, give it a bit more energy. You know what I mean? So, it's not feeling like it's a constant, but it is sort of still there in your energy, Pisces. We do also have the lily, which, it does talk about these new chapters in your life. They are going to be, brand new chapters that are, long term for your highest good here in the future. But I'm really getting, it does talk about emotional intimacy as well, but I'm really getting the morality and the kindness and the virtue coming through today with that. So it's like that, those the sweet, innocent emotional intimate parts of yourself. So being very kind with yourself on an emotional level, and not feeling as though you have to deal with this. It's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to not be completely, to still be grieving the loss of that connection, or whatever it is for you specifically. But being kind with yourself, that sometimes these things don't happen overnight. Sometimes these things, we think we're on a really good path with that, and then all of a sudden we go back. It's kind of that kind of energy there. But I do feel that with that masculine coming through, as well as that book energy, the using your inner wisdom, your knowledge, trying to work from a mind space where you're thinking things through logically, is really going to work in your favor at the moment, Pisces, with all of that. All right, but moving on to love for you, Pisces. Okay, Pisces. What's the goss on Pisces love life? Give us the goss. What's going on for Pisces when it comes to love? Okay, that's that person. We want the goss. We don't want to hear about, exes. Let's hear some good goss, please, Pisces. Yeah, those cards are just showing this past energy here. I am not available. We need to let each other go. So that's you kind of going, do you know what? I'm not available. My energy, I'm trying to block my energy from this situation. I'm trying to let you go, is kind of what Pisces is saying. Now this person, they're kind of saying to you, the timing just wasn't right. So they're just kind of, I feel like they're trying to pass it off a little bit, that, oh, it's just because it was bad timing. Like, I feel like they're trying to minimize what's happened here. But I regret lying to you. So when I see that card, Pisces, it does actually show us that this person is very well aware that they have lied about something, about their feelings, about something that's happened here. But they when we see that they regret lying, that to me is an admittance of guilt, okay? But I do feel that with this, the timing wasn't right for us, that they're not actually admitting it to you. But they know, deep down they know, and they're admitting it, to the universe, that they know they've done wrong by you, Pisces. But, it feels like they're trying to, be blasé about it and pass it under, push it under the rug sort of energy there. So no wonder we're seeing you trying to, go hermit mode here, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, what's going on for Pisces with love? Give us the goss for Pisces with love, please. And I'm just wanting to make a note here too, that because I do have a lot of those cards here, and I have been talking about the idea of death here, and with those cards that we've seen here. I'm actually, I am aware, I do have a Pisces friend that does watch the videos, who has experienced a recent death in the family. And I just wanted to clarify for her specifically that this reading today is actually not about a physical death. All right, this is a metaphorical thing going on here. So that one may not be for you, hun. So I just wanted to clarify, just in case that she was watching today. All right, but I'm not getting a physical death here. This is something going on metaphorically rather than a physical thing. All right, but with the love side of things, emotions are natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. All right. So Pisces, once again, we're looking at emotions for you. So just be aware that, some of this sadness that you're feeling, it may, and, resentment that you have toward this person, it may actually be clouding your vision a little bit there, distorting your perception. So just be aware of that, Pisces. We do also see the friendship card. Oh, and that's got a totally different energy on that. Awesome. We finally got something that's not this person. Okay. Friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. So I do feel as though this is kind of letting you know, Pisces, to be nurturing friendship relationships rather than, even, I feel like maybe not even worrying about love at the moment, Pisces. Sorting your emotional self out, and making sure we have fully grieved things that we've sort of ended in the past here. Maybe some friends, going to be some good support network for you at the moment. So even though I was asking about love there, Pisces, we haven't seemed to have gotten anything out clearly in regard to that. So I feel as though it's a matter of, getting through these emotions and then sort of moving on to those new chapters. And then once we've moved on to those new chapters, then hopefully we'll be seeing some different energy coming through for you, Pisces. But, as always, you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Coming, we're sort of slowly getting there towards the full moon. So I will be doing shadow work reading very, very soon. So, keep an eye out for that one, Pisces. That may have some important messages for you as well with all of this. All right. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.